Alright, so today we're just checking out some new knives. We have about 5 or 6 new knives we're going to check out for the first time. This is a Trivisa knife. Now, right off the bat, I do got to say there is a couple disappointing things on this one. However, the build quality, the action, all of that is really good. It does feel like a quality knife. It's using a Damascus. And here's one of the downfalls right away. I do not know what kind of Damascus. It talks all about the heat treatment and the HRC. I believe it was 59 to 60 or something, but it does not tell you what kind of steel it is, which I would never recommend a knife that does not tell you outwardly what the steel is, because Damascus is a process, not a steel. It's a makeup of a bunch of steels. It's probably a 9 or 10 CR, but I don't know that to be sure, for sure. I'm pretty sure that's what Trivisa uses for their Damascus, so I doubt it's a bad Damascus or anything. I just don't like that it doesn't say it. It has a clip point, trailing clip point blade, nice sharpening choil, nice finger choil. It has steel bolsters with this machining on it that, you know, goes kind of well with the Damascus. Then it has oxbone, which does come in different colors if you want to get it dyed. And then a steel backspacer with firework. They say this is a handmade knife, but, you know, I don't know how true that is. Let me cut this leather off. I don't like those. Now, the action, really good detent. It does have a fuller / hole for the reverse or thumb flick, but it is a slippery hole. They knocked it down too much. There's just not enough corner there or texture, so it is slippery. You can still do it. The ergos are pretty good. It does have a forward leaningness to it, but it doesn't have a clip. That's another downfall. And it does come with with this sheath, but I'm not big on these pocket sheaths like this. So, you know, obviously if you are, that's fine. I'm just not. It does have the belt loop, so you can carry it on the belt, which, you know, maybe some places, you know, this might be a good thing. I don't know. But the other bad thing that I don't like about it is this looks like these cheap Pakistani or cheap gas station knives. So when knife guys see knives like this, they instantly think gas station knife, and that is not a good term. It's a run-of-the-mill knife that gas stations sell, that they buy in bulk from China, and usually they have crap steels, crap build quality, crap everything. Now this one is built well, so it would be considered a good one, but that doesn't stop it from appearing like what you would see at a gas station. So personally, I stay away from knives like this, and I usually warn people to stay away from them. However, you know, if this is your style and you do like it, this would be one that you'd want to get, not one of the really cheap ones. I can tell this is real bone, and you could always dye it yourself if you wanted a specific color. But anyways, I don't like that it has a clip, don't like that it doesn't say what type of Damascus, and I don't like that it looks the way it does. Now this next one I freaking love because I already know how much I like the momentum. This has been a highly recommended knife from me. It has amazing action. The ergonomics are hand melting. The blade shape is perfect. This is an amazing work knife. The front flipper has the perfect amount of jimping, perfect detent strength for a front flipper. So it's very fidgety. It's very ergonomic. That harpoon drop point blade works really well for EDC, but now we have it in a premium version, which I freaking love. The thumb studs, I believe, are even better than, maybe they're the same, but they're titanium and they are definitely grippier. So the front flipper is the same, very good jimping, same quality jimping. You can use it in any direction easily. Ergonomics, super ergonomic. These are contoured unlike the original ones. The original one's flat, so you do have that going for it. But yeah, very ergonomic, beautiful harpoon blade, M390 steel. This one does have a blasted finish, great access to the lock bar. Super duper smooth. Titanium milled pocket clip. Let's try that in and out of the pocket. Oh yeah, that's a great clip. Great job, KUBEY. Man, this is a good one. I really, really, really like this one, like a lot, like a lot. This is great knife. Not only does it look good and it has a great style to it, but it's, you know, it's good in every other way. It's going to be a fantastic user. It kind of leans forward a little bit, which does help you trap materials when you're doing longer cuts. You could turn it around and cut straps. You can get it in the gas station knife fighting grip. The balance is really good. Access to lock bar is great. The only real negative I could say is, you know, the choil's okay. I'm not going to complain about it, but I do kind of wish it was, the plunge grind was backed up just a little bit. You can see on this one, when I sharpened it, I did hit right there because it's difficult to sharpen without hitting right there, but not too bad, right? They were really close to getting it perfect. Next thing is, I'm not a fan of blasted finishes, and this is one of their premium knives, so it's going to be a little bit higher price. They have recently done premium knives in, well, as far as titanium goes, without doing a premium steel, which does allow them to keep the price down. You know, like say if they use 14C28N, look at this micro milling. It's very subtle, but it looks really good. You can see it. Very, very subtle. Love the blue accents. This will, I believe it comes in different colors as well. But anyways, the blasted finish, I prefer M3, I prefer any steel really to have a stone wash or a satin finish, especially when you get up in price. Now, if this was a budget knife, you know, like this one, which this is a very affordable knife, fantastic knife. It does come in all different colors and, you know, even a couple different blade steels if they're still around, because it came in D2 and AUS 10. I'm not sure if they did other steels, but this one's M390 obviously, but I don't like the blasted finish. Even though it is M390 and has amazing corrosion resistance, M390, you know, it still has the potential to rust, even though it is a very, very high ranking corrosion resistant steel. But when a blasted finish is on there, it's even more susceptible. Doesn't matter what the steel is, because blasted is just more likely to hold moisture. Anyways, the only other negative is I don't like the stop pin landing back here. Theirs isn't too bad because it's landing in the thick part. I doubt you'll ever need to mess with it. But, you know, in the future, if I ever wanted to cut in a choil or anything like that, you can't. Not that big of a deal. Definitely not a deal breaker. And all in all, like I said, I like this one a lot, like a lot. This is a good one, guys. Really, really good one. The price is up there, though. I do wish it was a little bit more affordable. But, you know, I don't think it's outrageous. Next is a knife from Vosti. This is the VOSTEED TALARURUS, and it has a thumb disc and 14C28N sheep's foot blade with a stonewashed etched blade with a crossbar lock. I like that they did put texturing around the disc. I hate discs that don't have good texturing. So this one actually works pretty well. The ergonomics, you know, it is a compact knife. I can get a full grip back here and still spread out. You can do good pinch grips, reverse grips, good access to the crossbar lock. And yeah, the action's pretty good. Deep carry clip, the same one that they usually do on most of their knives. Steel liner lock. This would be considered more of a budget knife because they're going for about 72 bucks, but it's a pre-order. So they have a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different flavors. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Honestly, it's not my style personally. I don't like the sharp control and plunge grind. I think they could have done a better job here. I'm not the biggest fan of discs. The knife has to be done to a very high standard for me to like a disc. Some of them are great, but most are not. So it just depends. You know, if they've done a really good job with that disc, then I'm cool with it. And they did a good job with this one. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm saying that this is a bad one. But I wouldn't say, for me, it's exceptional in the hand. So anyways, not that big of a deal. It's still a really cool knife. I think a lot of people would enjoy it. And, you know, if it's your style, man, I mean, it's built very, very well, like VOSTEED usually does. It does have a reversible clip, which is good because this is an ambidextrous knife. So that's always a good thing. Now, they have another one that they recently dropped. This one is available right now, and it comes in different color aluminum. So if you know the Nightshade, so VOSTEED has made lots of different versions of the Nightshade. You know, this one has the bolster, which I do really like because it has multiple deployments, the flipper and the hole. They do have only flippers and only hole deployment ones. Great access to the lock bar. I freaking love this knife. I have a full review on it. If you don't know, this is a shilling cutter, or designed around a shilling cutter, and boy, oh boy, does this thing just work really good for an everyday carry knife. This new one in aluminum, it is one of the mini versions, and it's in 14C 28M blade steel, deep carry clip that is reversible, yellow backspacer and thumb studs, which does kind of pop, and it has a nice little ting to it. It's probably not coming over the mic, but all the minis I have that. It's like a little ting, and they all have phenomenal action, man. That's one thing, man. Just the shape of the handle and blade really work out for fidget factor, whether it's the big one or the little one. Now, with the flipper tab, it does push you back a little bit with the big one, but it still is a full grip. So, you know, regardless which one you go with, they're pretty much all really awesome. And this, I've heard a couple people say they like the mini even more than the big one, which I can't say that I blame them, because this is like the ultimate pinch grip knife where, you know, you can obviously slice with it, you know, if you need to, with a full 4-finger grip. Or you can cut down on a flat surface, or you can use it for utility cuts, cutting around boxes. Because this thing points down like it does, it's aiming at anything you want to cut. This one's obviously the G10 one in 154 cm. I really like the aluminum one. It makes it super lightweight, yet feel a little bit more robust. So yeah, very cool. I've liked the Nightshade since the original one. The sharpening tool and plunge grind, they did a decent job with that. I'm happy that they backed that up, so there's, you know, a little bit of life to sharpen off. As far as negatives go, I really don't have any real negatives. I think this crossbar is adjustable. Yes, it appears to be adjustable, so I do like that it's an adjustable lock bar. Or sorry, adjustable detent, adjustable lock bar, whatever you want to say. The Omega springs, you can set them at different settings, so it is a little bit stronger or lighter. And I always like to see that. But yeah, I don't really have many negatives. This is pretty dope. I like this thing quite a bit. I've always liked the Nightshade though. So nice and slicey. Love the blade steel, crown spine. Great materials for the money. So yeah. Next is a new version of the EGREES, which is by KANSEPT. This one's in 14C 28N. I love to see KANSEPT using that steel. This is a front flipper and hole deployment knife. The hole deployment is so good for reverse or thumb flick, equally as good. Like super good. You can just see it, man. Look at that hole. It's so, you know, so large and out there and plenty of distance away from the scales. The sheep's foot blade or Wharncliffe, whatever you want to call it, does have nice geometry. Access to the lock bar is good. Deep carry clip does have button screws, so that sucks. Hidden lanyard pin back there. Very smooth. This thing is fresh out of the box, and man, it is just super smooth. I do have a couple of these already, so I have done a little bit of testing on them. They did come out with a few different versions of this, and so, you know, I have a couple different variations of it. I gotta say, this one's probably my favorite one so far. Great ergonomics. You can choke back with a comfortable grip and choke up. Pinch grips are going to be great. Slicing, you got this Wharncliffe blade with this straight edge, so you're going to be able to slice all the way out there to the tip. You have jimping out there too. Oh, that's nice. Check that out. Very cool. And you got jimping right there. That's actually functional jimping. The sharpening tool and plunge grind, they left you a couple sharpenings, but I would like to see that moved back so there was a lot more life to sharpen off. And then the button screws I wish were flat, and I wish the clip was in set. So especially since it's only a right hand, you know, a clipped knife, you don't have to worry about cutting out a hole back here, so it can be in set. It does have steel liners. But yeah, all in all, this is a cool one. You know, I've always kind of liked the EGREES. The one variation I didn't like, the one that was front flipper only. But like I said, this one's by far my favorite one so far. Yeah, they've done a good job tuning this one up. Stop pin is back there. I usually don't like stop pins right here, but this one's not too bad. You could technically cut in a choil in front of it, so I'm not going to complain about it. They also have a new little Corvid, which this is multicolored G10 and Damascus. Their Damascus is a powdered 10 CR Damascus, I believe is what it is. Or no, maybe it's 9 CR mixed with 440C or 10 CR mixed with 440C. One of the two. They do a good job with it. That's what I gotta say, man. They do a really good job with it. I have tons of their Damascus. I've had great experiences with it. This is, technically it has 3 forms of deployment for a little tiny knife. You got the reverse flick, the front flipper, and the regular flipper, but this is a compact little micro knife. Last one is a cleaver. So we have a cleaver that would be for your kitchen, for, you know, chopping meat up, chopping vegetables up. They say it's a vegetable knife, but you know, you could obviously use it for different things. It does have geometry that's gonna be nice and slicey, but tough enough for impact. So I have no doubt that you couldn't be a little bit abusive on this. It comes with 3 layers of 80CR13 high carbon steel. I don't really know a lot about that steel. I'm not sure if it's similar to 80CR-V2. Maybe it probably is. That's what I'm guessing, which is a carbon steel. So you can see it's somewhat of like a Sanmai. So it's got a jacket probably of like a stainless steel, and then the carbon steel in the core. The ergonomics around this wooden handle are actually pretty comfortable the way it's shaped. I do feel like I could generate a lot of power, and the pinch grip does kind of work out well. It does not cant right here where, you know, for the pinch grip, but it still works well. And like I said, this geometry seems like it would be pretty damn good. So I'll probably be testing it out, you know, over the next couple weeks in the kitchen and see, you know, how I like it. But you know, this would be considered, let me see what the price is. They're about 43 bucks for this version. They have a few different other options. They're the ones that did the FERRAMONSTER Glideman, which I recently did a video on. I actually really like this thing. I'm just not a fan of the clip. The clip is the only thing, but awesome little knife in premium materials, M390, titanium backspacer, titanium mill pocket clip, amazing action, solid detent, man. That sucker has a really, really good detent, nice strong detent. But the shape of it is a great folding pocket knife shape. But like I said, for me personally, the clip, it's just a little too tight. I can't get it all the way in the pocket for my perfect jeans. Now I can with regular jeans. So this is gonna work just fine if you wear like Levi's or just regular jeans. These jeans that I'm wearing are super thick in the pocket, so that's why. But if I put it in my 5th pocket, that's the same thickness as the majority of jeans out there, and it works just fine. So you probably aren't gonna have a problem with it whatsoever. But as far as the cleaver goes though, you know, like I said, I'll be testing it out. It did come with a really good edge. You know, this would be a steel that I personally probably wouldn't mind. If it's the steel I think it is, you know, I don't think I would mind it in the kitchen. I think it'd be just fine in the kitchen. You know, it's a tough steel. It'll be easy to sharpen, easy to maintain. Not a high wear resistant steel by any means, but yeah, it should be plenty good. But, you know, hey, we will see. So there you guys go. Just a quick video on first impressions to show you guys what is new coming up. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.